Welcome to Lingua Franca. As we learn a new language, we also learn a new writing system. Even if the letters are the same or similar, there are all these extra marks to learn. Well, these extra marks, when they are in connection with a letter, are called diacritics. And when we learn Spanish, we have to learn about the diacritics commonly known as accent marks. In this video, we will learn about them, as well as the stress patterns in pronunciation. Believe it or not, the stress pattern helps us in learning when and where the accent marks go. To start off, let's talk about how to pronounce words in Spanish. More to the point, the stress patterns, or where we put emphasis in a word in Spanish. It is way easier in Spanish than it is in English. There are only two rules when it comes to stress patterns in Spanish. The first rule: if the word ends in a vowel, N, or S, the stress is on the second to last syllable. We say these words as pueblo, bandera, hablan, tocas. This stress pattern is called llana in Spanish. The second rule: if the word ends in any other consonant, then the stress is on the last syllable. So we say these words as calor, reloj, diversidad, cicatriz. In Spanish, this stress pattern is called aguda. When we talk about a syllable, remember we are counting vowels. We have to consider diphthongs as a syllable, as they act that way when it comes to the stress in a word. When we say for the first rule that the stress is on the second to last syllable, we really mean counting the vowels from the end. The same is true for the second rule. So what happens if a given word doesn't follow its rule? Well, we mark the stressed vowel with an accent mark. If you look at these words, not a one of them follows their rule. Look at corazón. It ends in an N. So in theory, the stress should be on the second to last syllable. But is it? Listen closely. Corazón. No, that stress is on the last O, and therefore we mark that O with an accent mark. Same thing with lápiz. It ends in a consonant that is not N or S. So the stress should be on the last syllable. But listen closely. Lápiz. No, that stress is on the second to last syllable. That is why the accent mark is over that vowel. By the way, the pattern for both última and mandármelo is called esdrújula because it is on the third to last syllable or further. All esdrújulas have an accent mark on the stressed vowel. Finally, we use accent marks to distinguish between different monosyllabic words, meaning these words are said and written exactly the same, but have different meanings depending on whether we write the accent marks or not. There are not many of these words, but they do exist. One last note. What is the best way to study and remember these accent marks? Well, the answer is to keep writing. These are written only, so the best way to practice is to think about them as spelling. In fact, in any copy of Microsoft Word sold in North America, regardless of platform, spell check comes with Spanish dictionaries in multiple dialects. So as long as you change the proofing language to one of them, you will be able to check your spelling. Remember, they are not simply decoration. They mean something. If you found this video to be useful, then please like it and leave any comments or questions you have. Don't forget to subscribe to Lingua Franca's YouTube channel, which has more videos on Spanish grammar and much more. Oh, and please check out our Patreon page if you are at all interested in supporting us in our work. Hasta pronto. Adiós.